President Trump promising to protect the American people from the evils of terrorism and making it crystal clear that all options are on the table. Roll tape.
As president, I will do what is necessary to prevent this threat from spreading to our shores and work every single day to protect the safety and security of our country, our communities, and our people.
So will President Trump's tough talk on terror be more effective than the status quo? And, of course, we're talking about a politically correct approach here to discuss. Frank Gaffney rejoins us along with Van Hipp and Paul Viollis. Van Hipp, let me start with you. You know, the question is, we hear a lot of people say, well, we're too PC. I'm never sure exactly what that means because it's one of those catchphrases that may mean something different to me and you. What does a non-PC approach to terror look like?
Well, to me, political correctness is literally killing us. And I would go back to 2008 when the FBI intercepted 18 emails from the guy who was the Fort Hood terrorist, Nadal Malik Hassan, and Anwar al-Awlaki, who headed al-Qaeda in Yemen and did nothing. That's political correctness. The non-PC approach is taking the fight to them. What's going on in the mosque? We have a mosque right outside of D.C. where two of the 9/11 hijackers went to. Anwar al-Awlaki was the imam. Nadal Malik Hassan went there. What if just one person had come forward charged with information? Think about the lives we could have saved. So I've called for a rewards program in the mosque. If you have intelligence leading to information to convict one of these people, to thwart a terrorist attack, those are the kinds of things we need to do. Think outside the box and go on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great, Paul, if people just felt patriotic enough to say, hey, you know what, this guy in the mosque next to me is starting to get radicalized, and I want to do this for my newfound home, or maybe the home I was even born into that rescued me and my family.
You know what, Charles, I'll tell you, that's a great question. It comes down to two things. One, it requires our politicians to be more concerned with doing their job than keeping their job. And two, it requires the American people to wake up and realize that, one, you don't have a direct constitutional right to privacy, so stop playing that card. Two, we need to get down to surveillance, good old-fashioned intelligence gathering surveillance, and we need to start incorporating some more technology with respect to artificial intelligence gathering, using the information we have right now and building upon that so that we can stay ahead of this game and start policing the internet and stop reacting to it.
Frank, before I go to you, I want to share some of our audience. I tweeted to them to get a sense what they thought would be a non-PC way of fighting back terror. Jim in New Mexico says, find every ISIS camp in the Middle East and vaporize it. Poison the roots as they start, then start working on the weeds. Renee, she tweeted, maintaining sovereignty of our nation/borders, eliminating Sharia courts in Muslim communities. Assimilation is not a dirty word. Frank, what are your thoughts on those?
Well, as I said before the break, Charles, Britain is facing an insurgency. I think we are probably headed in the same direction in due course if we don't change from this same kind of PC mindset. A counterinsurgency strategy, doctrinally, historically, is shown to be one based upon local authorities. Having local authorities, police officers and others in the community, monitoring what's going on in these places, just as your other guests have described, I think is an eminently sensible and necessary step, but it requires an understanding of what it is they're looking for. And again, this is where I think you've got to come back to this idea of Sharia supremacism. Right. If that's what you're looking for, it's relatively easy to find, and it's going to be easier to root out if we stop relying upon the Muslim Brotherhood, one of the most important Sharia supremacist organizations in the world, to tell us what we can know and say, and they're dominating that Muslim community.
Was that the roots of Saudi Arabia and other Gulf nations actually putting a ban on Qatar that we'll see if anyone argues that's a Muslim ban or not, but that goes to your point with the Muslim Brotherhood and their role in terrorism. Guys, real quick, I want to share with you with Representative Clay Higgins, a Republican out of Louisiana, tweeted, for the sake of all that is good and righteous, kill them all. Van Hipp, you're a Republican strategist. You like that idea?
No, we got to be smart. And first of all, where are they making the most headway right now on the recruitment efforts? It's on social media. Let's take the fight to them on social media. I have called for a long time for the establishment of a situational awareness hotline. So if you see suspicious radical Islamist activity on Twitter, on Facebook, you could text it in real time to our terrorism database so that we could thwart a terrorist attack and certainly improve situational awareness during one. Those are the kinds of things we need to do and go on the offense and be smart.